This is history in motion. Today, Volkswagen has halted production in Germany, bringing 88 years of continuous operation to a standstill. The engines have fallen silent, marking a profound shift for one of the world's most iconic industrial symbols. In this video, we'll explore the real reasons behind this unprecedented shutdown, facts that often go unreported. You'll learn why this decision came now, how it impacts the global automotive industry, and what it means for the thousands of workers and families who have depended on Volkswagen for generations. By the end, you'll understand not just the headline, but the deeper forces that brought this company to this historic moment. This is more than a factory closure. It's a turning point in the global automotive sector. We'll reveal the strategic decisions behind the shutdown, the plans made behind closed doors, and how Germany's flagship carmaker is transforming for the future. From financial pressures and shifting global demand to bold new initiatives, Volkswagen is betting on a direction that is markedly different from its past. We'll also examine the human side of the story, the emotional impact on employees and communities who have devoted their lives to this company. Today marks the end of an era, but it also signals the beginning of a new chapter. Volkswagen is embracing innovation, new partnerships, and technological advancements that could redefine how cars are designed and produced worldwide. This is one of the most significant shifts in the automotive world in decades. Its effects will be felt not just in Germany, but across every country connected to the global auto market. By watching this video, you'll gain insight into why this matters, from economics and innovation to international trade and the lives of thousands of people. On December 16, 2025, the assembly line at Volkswagen's Dresden plant stopped moving. After 88 years of continuous operation, the factory doors closed, marking an unprecedented moment in company history. For nearly 9 decades, this facility has been a symbol of German engineering excellence, producing everything from classic models to cutting-edge electric prototypes. Employees who have spent decades at the plant watched as machinery powered down, tools were set aside, and the familiar hum of activity disappeared. This shutdown represents more than a temporary pause. It signals a structural shift within Volkswagen. Though not the largest of the company's facilities, Dresden has held strategic importance in testing new technologies and producing specialized vehicles. The decision reflects both the evolving demands of global automotive markets and Volkswagen's push toward electrification. Local workers now face a period of adjustment as operations pivot toward research, development, and innovation functions. Longtime suppliers are also feeling the effects, as parts deliveries, logistical routines, and production schedules adapt to this sudden change. The streets surrounding the factory, once bustling with staff and delivery trucks, are now quiet, a tangible symbol of the transition underway. Analysts describe this moment as historic and symbolic. Volkswagen is entering a new era, one that will differ dramatically from the past 88 years. This company is not just any automaker, it is among the largest in the world, with a presence on every continent and vehicles sold in dozens of countries. For decades, Volkswagen has embodied German engineering, innovation, and national pride. Its decisions resonate far beyond the factory floor, influencing global markets, supply chains, and industry trends. Today, the silence at the Dresden plant speaks to the broader transformation underway. A commitment to new technology, strategic evolution, and a future that will redefine what it means to be a global automotive leader. A shutdown in Germany, the country where Volkswagen was born and grew into a global powerhouse, is monumental news. It sends a strong signal to investors, competitors, and governments around the world. Analysts and industry insiders watch closely because such a move often indicates broader shifts in the automotive sector. Germany's economy relies heavily on its auto industry, and Volkswagen has long been at the heart of that network. Millions of jobs are tied directly or indirectly to the company, from engineers and factory workers to suppliers, logistics providers, and dealerships. The Dresden plant, while one of many, has played a key role in Volkswagen's reputation for innovation. Its closure highlights the challenges even the most successful companies face in adapting to changing global markets, technological advancements, and evolving consumer preferences. For everyday people and car enthusiasts alike, seeing Volkswagen pause operations in its home country underscores the scale of change reshaping the automotive world today. Every headline about this shutdown carries weight, reminding the public that even historic companies must adapt to new realities. This moment speaks not only to the automotive industry but also to Germany's economy, labor markets, and the way cars will be manufactured in the future. The shutdown at the Dresden plant did not happen overnight. One of the main drivers is weak demand in major markets worldwide. In China, Volkswagen's largest market for many years, sales have slowed significantly. Consumers are buying fewer vehicles, while competition from both local and international brands has intensified. In Europe, sales are also softening, with many buyers delaying purchases due to rising costs and economic uncertainty. Across the Atlantic, tariffs and trade complications have made exporting cars more expensive, further squeezing profitability for vehicles produced in Germany. Alongside weak demand, Volkswagen is facing intense cost pressures and financial strain. The company has launched a major restructuring plan to remain competitive in an evolving market. This includes cost-cutting measures, reductions in production capacity, and job adjustments across several plants. Although the Dresden facility is smaller than some other factories, it was impacted because Volkswagen is prioritizing efficiency and reallocating resources to strategically important areas. Maintaining operations without strong sales would have further strained the company's finances, making the shutdown a calculated step to stabilize the business. Another critical factor is the ongoing transition to electric vehicles. Volkswagen has invested heavily in EV technology, but demand has not grown as quickly as expected. The company now faces the challenge of balancing traditional internal combustion engine production with new electric offerings. This requires reallocating resources, retraining staff, and reconfiguring production lines, which adds both complexity and cost. The Dresden plant, once a hub for specialized and experimental models, was not ideally positioned to lead this transition. Adjusting to the EV shift while maintaining profitability contributed directly to the decision to pause production. Combined, these factors, softening global demand, financial pressures, and the challenges of moving toward electric mobility, created a situation in which a temporary production halt became unavoidable. The decision reflects a broader transformation within Volkswagen and the automotive industry at large, as companies navigate a rapidly changing global landscape while securing their future in both conventional and electric mobility. Although the Dresden plant was relatively small in size, its symbolic value was enormous. Unlike Volkswagen's high-volume production facilities, Dresden specialized in unique high-profile models that showcased the company's technological capabilities and design expertise. Over the years, it produced notable vehicles such as the Phaeton, a luxury model that reflected Volkswagen's ambition to compete in the high-end market. Later, the plant played a central role in developing and producing the electric ID.3, one of Volkswagen's first major steps into the EV segment. This gave the facility a reputation for innovation and experimentation. Employees at Dresden were involved in intricate assembly processes and advanced engineering work that demanded precision, skill, and creativity. Its closure marks the end of an era for Volkswagen, symbolizing both the challenges of the present and the company's strategic pivot toward a technologically advanced and electrified future. Volkswagen's Dresden plant has long stood as more than just a manufacturing facility. While smaller than the company's industrial giants, it played an outsized role in shaping the brand's image and technological direction. The plant served as a testing ground for innovative automotive technologies before they were scaled up at larger factories. From concept cars to prototype electric vehicles, Dresden was where ideas were transformed into tangible, functional machines. Visitors, media, and industry insiders often highlighted the facility as a showcase of Volkswagen's ambition beyond mass production, emphasizing both precision craftsmanship and forward-thinking design. Its importance extended far beyond producing cars. It was a symbol of Volkswagen's dedication to combining tradition with innovation. The Dresden plant was a place where experimentation and artistry intersected with engineering excellence. Concept vehicles came to life here, and designers and engineers had the flexibility to test cutting-edge systems without the pressures of high-volume output. Over the decades, the plant gained recognition for producing distinctive, high-profile models that were as much about brand prestige as they were about sales numbers. Luxury vehicles such as the Phaeton reflected Volkswagen's ambition to compete in premium markets, while the production of the ID.3 highlighted the company's early steps into electric mobility. These models, often experimental or limited in volume, showcased Volkswagen's capabilities and its willingness to embrace technological change. The legacy of the Dresden plant cannot be measured solely in production statistics. Its real value lay in its symbolic and strategic contributions, a place where innovation was nurtured, where complex engineering projects were executed with precision, and where the company could project its future ambitions. The plant bridged Volkswagen's historical achievements with its modern goals, particularly in the rapidly evolving landscape of electric and autonomous vehicles. Its closure marks the end of a chapter in which traditional manufacturing met experimentation, precision, and high-level engineering in a uniquely symbolic way. However, the Dresden factory will not simply vanish. Volkswagen has announced plans to transform the site into a modern research and innovation center. The focus is shifting from traditional vehicle production to developing cutting-edge technologies that will drive the future of the automotive industry. Teams at the new center will concentrate on areas that are increasingly critical for the next generation of vehicles, including artificial intelligence, robotics, and semiconductor technology. These fields are essential for electric vehicles, autonomous driving systems, and smart manufacturing, making the Dresden facility a cornerstone of Volkswagen's long-term strategic vision. The transformation of Dresden reflects a broader trend across the global automotive industry, where traditional factories are evolving into hubs of innovation rather than purely production-focused sites. This approach recognizes that future competitiveness will depend on technological expertise as much as on manufacturing capacity. By converting the Dresden plant into a center for research and development, Volkswagen aims to maintain its presence in Germany while simultaneously preparing for a future dominated by digital systems, automated processes, and intelligent infrastructure. A key component of this transition is Volkswagen's collaboration with local academic institutions. Partnering with a nearby university, the company will bring together academic expertise and industrial experience to foster innovation in areas such as smart manufacturing, machine learning, advanced automotive electronics, and artificial intelligence. This collaboration is designed to create an ecosystem where new ideas can be tested, refined, and eventually scaled across Volkswagen's global operations. Employees from the Dresden plant may find new roles within this framework, contributing to projects that shape the next generation of vehicles and mobility solutions. The transformation also underscores Volkswagen's recognition that the automotive industry is shifting from conventional mass production to innovation-driven strategies. While assembly lines have halted, the Dresden facility will continue to play a vital role in the company's evolution. It will serve as a bridge between traditional manufacturing and the high-tech future of mobility, blending research, education, and industrial expertise in one location. The goal is to develop technologies that can be integrated into vehicles worldwide, ensuring Volkswagen remains at the forefront of mobility innovation. This move is part of a much larger strategic restructuring affecting Volkswagen across Germany and globally. The Dresden plant represents just one piece of a sweeping plan designed to streamline operations, reduce costs, and position the company to meet the challenges of a rapidly changing automotive market. Across multiple sites, Volkswagen is planning to reduce approximately 35,000 jobs, a measure aimed at balancing financial pressures with the need to invest in new technologies and future mobility solutions. This is not simply a cost-cutting initiative, it is a strategic realignment, prioritizing sites that can lead in electric vehicles, autonomous systems, and advanced manufacturing. Factories are now evaluated not only for their production output, but also for their strategic role in the company's long-term vision. Sites that can drive innovation, develop smart manufacturing processes, or integrate cutting-edge technology are being prioritized, while others are downsized, repurposed, or transformed into research hubs. The Dresden plant embodies this philosophy, demonstrating Volkswagen's commitment to combining historical expertise with modern technological ambition. The company's focus on electrification has also been a key factor in this transformation. While Volkswagen has invested heavily in electric vehicle technology, demand for EVs has not grown as quickly as anticipated. Balancing production of traditional internal combustion engine vehicles with new electric offerings requires careful resource allocation, retraining of staff, and reconfiguration of production lines, all of which add complexity and cost. Dresden, which specialized in specialized and experiment AL models rather than mass production, was not ideally suited to lead this transition in a high-volume context. Converting the plant into a technology and research hub allows Volkswagen to leverage the site's expertise while aligning with long-term strategic priorities. Ultimately, the Dresden facility's evolution reflects a larger transformation within Volkswagen and the automotive industry as a whole. Companies are navigating an era of rapid technological change, evolving consumer expectations, and shifting global market dynamics. The closure of traditional production lines at Dresden marks the end of an era, but also signals a forward-looking approach in which innovation, automation, and digital systems will define the future of mobility. By investing in artificial intelligence, robotics, and semiconductors, Volkswagen aims to ensure it remains competitive in a world where technology and transportation are increasingly intertwined. The Dresden Center is set to become a showcase of innovation, where research, education, and industrial expertise converge. It will be a space where ideas take shape, new technologies are developed, and the foundation for the next era of Volkswagen is laid. Employees will be empowered to contribute to groundbreaking projects, helping the company navigate the transition from traditional automotive manufacturing to a technology-driven mobility leader. This strategic pivot also signals Volkswagen's broader commitment to redefining its operations across Germany and the world. By reducing redundancies, prioritizing innovation-focused sites, and investing in future technologies, the company is positioning itself to thrive in an era where electric vehicles, autonomous systems, and smart manufacturing will dominate the industry. The Dresden plant's transformation is both symbolic and practical. It demonstrates that even a historic facility can evolve to meet modern challenges while continuing to influence the company's global direction. Volkswagen's decision to halt production in Dresden, therefore, is not simply a local event. It is part of a carefully planned, far-reaching strategy that will shape the future of mobility. It reflects a commitment to innovation, efficiency, and long-term competitiveness, ensuring that the company remains at the forefront of the global automotive industry for decades to come. Volkswagen's decision to halt production at its Dresden plant marks a historic and unprecedented moment in the automotive world. After 88 years of continuous operation, one of Germany's most iconic factories has paused, signaling a shift that goes far beyond a single plant. This is not just a story about machinery or assembly lines. It reflects a fundamental transformation of the global automotive industry and highlights the pressures that even the most established companies now face. The Dresden shutdown is part of a broader strategic evolution in which Volkswagen is reshaping itself to compete in a rapidly changing global market. The company is investing heavily in automation, digitalization, and research centers, signaling that its future will rely more on technological expertise than on sheer production volume. Analysts emphasize that these moves are far more than simple cost-cutting measures. They represent a profound transformation in how Volkswagen perceives its own identity, its operational model, and its role in the global automotive ecosystem. Volkswagen is preparing to compete in a future dominated by electric mobility, artificial intelligence, autonomous driving, and connected vehicles, an era in which innovation, efficiency, and agility are critical to survival. This strategic pivot affects workers, communities, suppliers, and entire local economies. While traditional factories face downsizing or pauses, Volkswagen is aiming to emerge stronger, more flexible, and better aligned with global trends. The Dresden shutdown, along with job reductions at other sites and significant investment in research and development, are interconnected steps in a comprehensive plan to secure the company's long-term position as a global leader in mobility. Germany's automotive sector has long been a cornerstone of the national economy. It provides millions of jobs and drives exports worldwide. Volkswagen, as one of the country's flagship automakers, has played a central role in this success, symbolizing both industrial strength and technological leadership. When such a major company halts production, the effects ripple through the entire industry. Factories, suppliers, dealerships, and service networks all feel the impact, creating consequences that extend far beyond Dresden or any single facility. The shutdown underscores the deeper challenges facing the global car market. Consumer behavior is shifting, demand for electric vehicles is growing but unevenly while traditional cars are experiencing slower sales. Trade tensions, rising costs, and regulatory pressures are adding further strain on manufacturers. For Germany, where the automotive sector contributes significantly to GDP, a pause at a major plant is far more than a headline. It is a tangible indicator of structural change within the industry, a signal that even historically resilient companies must adapt to survive. Suppliers and subcontractors, many of whom rely heavily on Volkswagen for contracts, now face uncertainty. They are forced to adapt quickly or face financial difficulties. Local economies that grew around factory activity, benefiting from steady employment and business generated by workers and suppliers, are also affected. The impact extends to technology development and innovation, as research programs, production lines, and investments adjust toward electric and autonomous vehicle priorities. Globally, the Dresden pause sends a clear message. Even well-established automakers are not immune to market pressures, shifting consumer demands and strategic restructuring. Competitors, investors, and governments are watching closely, interpreting the move as a warning that the automotive landscape is changing rapidly. The transformation taking place at Volkswagen is strategic, multi-layered, and forward-looking. Factories are being evaluated not just for output, but for their ability to contribute to the company's long-term vision. Sites capable of leading in electric vehicles, autonomous technology, and smart manufacturing are prioritized, while others are downsized or repurposed. Dresden exemplifies this philosophy. Though smaller than other Volkswagen plants, its symbolic and strategic importance has been immense. It was a testing ground for innovation, a place where complex engineering projects could be realized, and a hub for specialized, high-profile models that showcase the company's technical expertise. The plant produced vehicles such as the Phaeton, Volkswagen's luxury model, which demonstrated the company's ability to compete in the high-end segment, and the ID.3, one of Volkswagen's first major electric vehicles. This combination of heritage, prestige, and experimentation made Dresden a symbol of the company's ambition. By transforming the facility into a research and innovation hub, Volkswagen is preserving its legacy while positioning itself for the future. The Dresden Center will focus on artificial intelligence, robotics, and semiconductor development, technologies critical for electric mobility and autonomous driving. The plant will also foster collaboration with academic institutions, integrating expertise from universities with industrial know-how. This initiative aims to create a dynamic ecosystem where ideas can be tested, refined, and scaled globally, ensuring Volkswagen remains at the forefront of technological innovation. Employees from the Dresden plant will have opportunities to participate in these projects, contributing to the development of the next generation of vehicles and mobility solutions. This transformation demonstrates a broader trend in the automotive industry. Factories are no longer just production sites, they are evolving into centers of technological advancement. The future of mobility relies on digital systems, automation, intelligent infrastructure, and advanced manufacturing techniques. By investing in these areas, Volkswagen is positioning itself to remain competitive and influential in a world where technology increasingly defines the success of car makers. For workers, communities, and suppliers, these changes are deeply significant. Job reductions, shifts in production, and investments in research and development will affect livelihoods, local economies, and industrial supply chains. Yet these measures are intended to secure long-term competitiveness, balancing the need for cost efficiency with investments in innovation and sustainability. The Dresden shutdown, therefore, is not a sign of weakness. It is a calculated step toward a stronger, more resilient company prepared for the challenges of a technology-driven automotive market. Germany's industrial backbone is being reshaped before our eyes. Volkswagen's actions highlight the pressures on traditional automakers, the need to pivot toward electric vehicles, integrate automation and artificial intelligence, and embrace new business models. The pause at Dresden illustrates how even the most iconic brands must adapt or risk falling behind. It is a moment that underscores the broader reality in the automotive world. Nothing stays the same for long. Factories can pause, flagship brands can restructure, and entire industries can be redefined almost overnight. The story of Dresden is emblematic of this transformation. It signals a new chapter in which adaptability, technology, and vision will determine who leads the market and who struggles to survive. Volkswagen's shift reflects both the challenges and opportunities of this era, blending sustainability, innovation, and global competitiveness. The company is showing that strategic evolution rather than inertia is the key to remaining relevant. As Volkswagen pauses production at Dresden, questions emerge. What should the company's next move be? Will these transformations secure a stronger, more competitive future, or are they merely the beginning of even broader changes across the automotive industry? Share your thoughts in the comments below. We want to hear your perspective. If you found this video insightful, make sure to like and subscribe to our channel for more in-depth analysis of the biggest stories in business and technology. Stay updated, stay informed, and join us as we explore the shifts that are reshaping the world, one industry at a time.